For more, we're going to cross now to our correspondent in Beirut, Rawad Taha. Good morning, Rawad. So where does Lebanon go from here?
Good morning. So basically, what is happening today is a very big constitutional dilemma in Lebanon. So usually, when there is any vacancy in the presidential seat in the presidential palace, the power of the president is transferred to the government as a whole. So it's transferred in a consensus manner to all the ministers of the government, including the prime minister. What has happened today is that there was a very big question on whether a caretaker government, be it the current caretaker government of Prime Minister Najib Mikati, can withhold the responsibilities of the president if it doesn't have the legitimacy of the new parliament, which was elected a few months ago. Keeping in mind that Prime Minister Najib Mikati has also been named as the designated prime minister, so he was still in consultations with President Aoun over a formation of a new government, and these talks have failed. So Aoun's move in the last 24 hours was aimed at pressuring Mikati in order to negotiate with President Aoun on a government formation which would have legitimacy in order to carry on with the transition period between the time when there is no successor in the presidential palace. Obviously, this did not happen. And also in parliament, there is a very big political deadlock. The parliament has convened for 4 sessions and has failed to elect a president, mainly because, according to the constitution, there needs to be a two-third quorum in order to elect a president. So this means that the president cannot be theoretically elected in a simple vote. Rather than you need consensus of all the multiple political parties in order to ensure that there is a quorum for the session to convene.
So you touched upon it a bit at the end of your response there, Awad, but maybe we could expand upon the political deadlock on several different fronts now facing Lebanon.
So right now there is a deadlock in terms that the presidential palace is vacant. There is no president in the country. The country does not have a legitimate government. Prime Minister Najib Mikati is leading a caretaker government. So President Aoun has addressed Parliament, stressing that this government cannot withhold the responsibilities of the president. In his own defense, current caretaker Prime Minister and also Prime Minister designate Najib Mikati also addressed Parliament, saying that his government will not be convening in any form or way, rather than all the ministers will keep on doing only the necessary duties required by the constitution itself. So he also insisted that the government will not convene, and we have a parliament that is failing to elect a president. This is a very bad situation at a time when Lebanon is in dire need of all its functioning executive and legislative bodies for them to be functioning in order to implement all the needed reform required by the IMF to unlock a very much needed package that could also help the Lebanese people out of poverty and out of the current situation. And one more thing to stress upon is the fact that this is also stopping the probe and the investigation of the Beirut port blast and a number of other main issues.
Indeed, sounds like really, really terrible timing to have a political vacuum. Rawad Taha will be keeping an eye on that. Thank you very much for that update from Beirut.